Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today is going to be our Mailchimp tutorial for beginners. So we're going to be going through everything you need to know to get started with Mailchimp and really everything to create your own email list. We want to create more email marketing campaigns. We've just started to focus a little bit more on our email list than we have in the past. Admittedly, I haven't focused on the email list enough, so let's get right into it with Mailchimp. So I'm going to be starting with farmhouse goals. I don't have an email marketing list at all for this website, so I'm going to be using Mailchimp. I'm also going to be using some examples from our Surfside PPC mailing list so you can really understand how to use Mailchimp and how it works. So just firstly coming into pricing. So if we scroll down, you can get started for free. So we're going to start with the Grow account. So I like to use the Grow account because it allows you to use some different features that I'm going to show you. You can also get started with the free account. There are some limitations with the free account. You can only have 2,000 subscribers and only 12,000 total emails per month. So coming up here, we're going to click on Sign Up Free to get started. So to get started, you're going to want to enter your email, enter your username, enter your password, and then click on Get Started. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, so we have our email, our username. We're just going to use our email as our username, and our password we have set up as well. So we're going to click on Get Started. Okay, next you're going to have to activate your account. So you can just go to your Gmail account or whatever email provider you use and activate your account. Okay, so we clicked on the activation link, so now we're just going to click confirm you're human. I'm not a robot, so you just have to click that. So now we're going to be started with our account. So next you need to enter some information. So we're going to go through this as well, and then we'll come out and we'll show you some more things about Mailchimp. Okay, so we're going through, we entered our name, we entered our address, we entered our business and our URL. So now it's going to say, do you have a list of email subscribers? So for us, the answer is no. So if you do have one already, you can click on yes and import it. I wouldn't put I'm not sure here, I would just put yes or no. So we don't have one yet, so we're just going to click no and then click on continue. Okay, so next we can connect our Facebook and Twitter accounts. We're going to do this. So we're going to click on plus to connect Facebook, connect Twitter. I'm going to actually have to do this through a different screen because I'm not signed into them through this account. So I'm going to connect these social media accounts so you can share your campaigns with followers, create social posts. This is very helpful if you're just creating your email list for the first time and you have some followers. So we don't have a ton for farmhouse goals right now. We're still building up everything that we have, but we are going to connect our social media accounts. We're just going to click on continue for now. So now it's going to say, let's find your marketing path. Typically takes less than 60 seconds, so we'll do okay, let's do it. So it's going to say, do you support bookings, ticket sales, or appointments online? For us, no. A lot of companies might, so this just depends on your company. So event spaces, yoga studios, gyms, doctors' offices. If you do, click on yes. If not, no. So do you want people to talk one-on-one with a person? Phone, online, location? For us, this again is no. Do you make money off the content on your website? So us, the answer is yes. So do your customers interact with your business mostly through your software or apps interface? So for us, the answer is no. So like real estate search website, review websites, different things like that. So for us, it's going to be no. So do you sell things online? For us, we're going to do yes here. So we click on yes. So it's going to say I measure success by people continuously interacting with the content I create or people buying things from me online. So for us, it's going to be people continuously interacting with the content I create, and we're going to click on continue. So we're actually an affiliate marketing website. So people buying things from me online isn't as important as people interacting with our content. So we're going to click on continue. Okay, now it's going to say you're ready to go. Want to kickstart your Mailchimp skills? You can subscribe to their bi-weekly newsletter of e-commerce stories, tips, experimentation. I'm not going to do this for right now, so I'm just going to click on Let's Go. You can subscribe. It's really up to you. Okay, so now it's going to say welcome to Mailchimp, Corey. Let's get started. So you can connect your store. So if you're running a WooCommerce store like we are, we can connect that. You can connect a Shopify store. Click here to view all integrations. Make sure you connect whatever it is. We're just going to skip this step for now, but you really do want to connect your store if you have one. We're going to skip this. And now we're going to be in to start designing your first email. So you can start from an Instagram post, you can start from scratch, you can use a simple layout. So I generally click here, view all templates. Now there's a ton of templates here. I use very basic emails. If you ever see my Surfside PPC emails, it's just a little bit of text, a few links, and that's it. So I generally just am going to keep something like that. I don't like to put a ton of images into each of my emails because from what I know, putting more images ends up putting your emails into the promotions Gmail tab. It can end up putting your emails into spam folders more often. So I try to keep things very basic. I might put my logo at the top, but that's about it. So I'll use one of these basic ones and just use a one column basic template and click on next. Now you can choose any of the ones there for you. It really depends on what you want to use. And now here's what we can do. is you can click and edit this at the top. You can click to edit your logo, and now it's going to say it's time to design your email. You can do that as well. This is why you want to integrate your social media as well, so you can do that. So if we click here, you can just quickly enter all your usernames and everything like that. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to edit this template a little bit, and then I'm going to come back to the video and show you everything I've done. Okay, so the first thing we did was we clicked here. You just click on replace the current image that's there, and you can upload your logo. So we uploaded our logo here. We might end up using our logo in our theme, so I'm just going to show you that we can. So you just click on this, and that's it. It's going to enter it here. If it's too large, they might make you crop it. So our logo right now is 1200 by 300, so that's what it's showing right here. So it should go right across the email, and it should look really good. So one thing you can do throughout the email as you're building it is you can click on preview and test and enter preview mode and see what your email is going to look like when someone gets it. You could also enter different things: recipient email address, from, subject, preview text. So you could do all of these different things. So we're going to click on back just so you know about preview mode. So what I'm going to do is click save as template, and I'm going to name my template as Farmhouse Goals email template. So this is going to be the email template I'm going to use when I design different emails. We're going to click on save. Now it's going to say return to campaign. So now it's going to say it's time to design your email. So what your email looks like depends on really what you're trying to accomplish. So for us, we're generally going to try to get people to come to our website and maybe see some of our articles. So stainless steel farmhouse sinks, farmhouse sinks. So I'll just use this example for right now, farmhouse sinks. We're going to come into Mailchimp. It's going to say it's time to design your email. So I click here, click on the edit button, and we can just change this to farmhouse sinks for sale. And so now we have that. Now we can add a little bit of text. You could see at the bottom, you could see if you need a bit of inspiration, you can see what other Mailchimp users are doing or learn about email design. I would highly recommend watching some of the Mailchimp tutorials as well along with this one. This is going to be pretty basic. So we have farmhouse sinks for sale, and then we can enter some text here. So all we need to do is edit this text. Now the main thing is if you start getting near some of this other text, you might end up having issues with the text style. So just make sure you know which style that you're using, because you want to keep that with all of your different emails. Okay, so we've entered some basic text here. So we have article farmhouse sinks for sale, and then we put inspiration 50 plus farmhouse sink ideas. So we're going to come back to this article. So farmhouse sinks, we're going to copy the link up top, and what we're going to do right here is just hover over here, do the link, enter the web address. You can do advanced options. So if you want to do a title attribute, open in a new window, CSS class, you can enter all that stuff. We're not going to do that. We're just going to click on insert. So now it's going to say farmhouse sinks for sale, and this is going to go to an article. You can take the article text and make it bold. So do something like that. And then inspiration. So if we want to do another link as well. So 50 plus farmhouse sink ideas. So just a bunch of different farmhouse sink pictures and inspiration. We can click on this, click on the link as well, go to the web address, click insert, come to inspiration, and do bold text for that as well. So you can see the email over here. It's coming along pretty well. So next we want to do our social media. So we're going to click down here, and we can enter all of our Twitter, Facebook. We could enter a link to our website. We can click add another service. So you want to enter any of the services that you're using. So for us, Pinterest, and then add another one. We're going to do Instagram. So there we go. So now I'm going to add all these URLs here. So we'll just fast forward through that part for now. Okay, so now we've entered them all here. So we have our website, Farmhouse Goals, Facebook, Farmhouse Decor Goals. Just make sure you're sending people to the right URLs, and then when people click on them at the bottom, they can go. We have right here, please reach out if you have any questions. Make sure you follow Farmhouse Goals on social media. You can also enter some more text at the top here. You can maybe put another header above this. So the way you would do that is if we click on Save and Close here, you can enter something like this here. So there's a ton of different options. So maybe you want to add an image. You can just enter the image there and just drop the block, and then you just browse and upload the image, and it's really that simple. So it's really a drag and drop type create. It's considered a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. So very simple. You don't have to do any code or anything. You just delete things like that. So if I want to do text right here, I can do text and drop it right above and do something like follow us on social media. And then we can maybe increase the style a little bit. Maybe we'll do a heading so you can make it bigger. You can do a heading 2, make it a little bit smaller, bold. There's a lot of different options here. So if you want to center it, you can center it. Really anything you want to do to make it look better. So now you can see it's a pretty good looking email. We have our, skip this message. So now we have this at the top, view this email in your browser. I always just keep that in, logo. I might just end up changing the logo to just something like Farmhouse Goals, just text. Depends on where the email is going to end up showing up. So I'm usually subscribed to all my email lists, so I keep track of all my emails as they come into my own inbox to see what they look like, make sure they look okay. If I need to change anything or update anything, I do. So Farmhouse Sinks for sale, some text, some links here. Follow Farmhouse Goals on social media. At the bottom, it's going to show some things like our mailing addresses. I just leave this all as is. You can get rid of some of these things at the bottom, but you do need to keep in the unsubscribe from this list link. Do need to keep in your mailing address and some different things like that. There are some legal things with email marketing. I would definitely just make sure you look all that up before you get started. I'm not going to go through too much with legal issues, but you can't just send out emails to people who haven't signed up to your email list. You do need to make sure that you keep everything up to date with all your information. And there's also some different rules about putting affiliate links directly into your emails. I usually don't ever do that. I just send people back to my website, so I don't have to worry about anything like that. So right now we have our email all good to go. We're just going to click on save and close. We can do save as templates. Then we can keep this template and click on overwrite. So now it's going to say return to campaign. We can click on save and close. So it's going to say untitled up here. We can do edit name. I could just use something like Farmhouse Sinks. Click on save. This is going to be a draft email for now. It's going to say to who are you sending this campaign to. We don't have any recipients right now from who is sending this campaign. So I'll generally do something like Farmhouse Goals and just enter our email address here. So farmhousegoals@gmail.com. Click on save. Now subject, what's the subject line for this campaign? So you could do a subject and then you get some preview text. So for subject, I usually keep it pretty simple. So you could either do something like Farmhouse Goals newsletter so people know what they're getting, and then enter Farmhouse Sinks for sale, or you could do our favorite Farmhouse Sinks or something like that to make it a little bit more personal. So we'll do something like our favorite Farmhouse Sinks for sale. And then you get some preview text, so you can enter 150 characters that people are going to see. So you could do something like discover the best farmhouse sinks and okay, so we have discover the best farmhouse sinks and apron front sinks that you can add to your kitchen. Get all the farmhouse style you need at Farmhouse Goals. So we're going to click on save. So content, so if we click on preview, we can see what our email looks like. You can see desktop, you can see mobile, so it looks pretty good, pretty simple. This might be not something I love, so I can always make this a little bit smaller, but I'm just going to leave this as is for now. Inbox, so you can see the inbox preview. This says upgrade your account, so we're going to upgrade our account in a little bit. We're still on the free plan at this time. I'm going to upgrade to the pro plan, but we're going to click on X here to get out of preview mode. It's going to say share your campaign. So this is considered part of a campaign. So you can see it's saying you're almost finished, draft email. We still haven't connected these accounts, so we still do want to connect those accounts. There's some settings and tracking, so if you click on edit, it's going to say use conversations to manage replies, paid accounts only, so we can't do that. You can track opens, track clicks, track plain text clicks. There's e-commerce link tracking. There's a lot of different options here, but we're just going to click on save for now. You could definitely go through and learn more about all of these things. I would highly recommend doing that. Mailchimp has a lot of great help articles, so whatever you're trying to integrate or incorporate, you can. So we're going to click on save right here. Okay, so now what we can do is do send a test, but I'm just going to click on finish later for right now. We have no recipients, so we can't schedule it or send it. We're just going to click on finish later. It's going to save that as a draft. So it's going to see campaigns, recent, ongoing, draft, and completed. This is considered a draft campaign. I'm going to show you a little bit more about campaigns through Surfside PPC and how they work. But for right now, we have this all created. We have our first email created through our campaign. It's just called Farmhouse Sync, so we can edit that and change it to just Farmhouse Goals campaign or something like that. I'm going to go through a little bit more as we go. Okay, so I've just changed the name to Farmhouse Goals Opening Emails. It's a draft for right now, so as we add people to this list, I can kind of go over more about this. I'm going to end up using more about Surfside PPC, but I do want to show you some integrations. So next what I'm going to do is show you how to set up a form on your website so you can get people to actually sign up to your email list and how that all works. Okay, so we have our first campaign created. I'm going to go over this a little bit more, but the next thing I want to do is come to lists. So when you're at the list screen, you can import from a file, so import a list that you already have. You can add subscribers. You definitely want to connect your e-commerce store, so if you have a Shopify store or something like that, you can actually just create a buyer's list automatically. They'll automatically be added to the list that you create. But what we're going to do is click in here, so our list is automatically created. It's going to be called Farmhouse Goals, so we click on it. Okay, so it might show that you're already subscribed to your list. If not, just make sure you already have at least one subscriber here. So we're going to need that. I'll show you some more examples as well. You can add contacts here. The next thing I want to go through is sign up forms, but what we can do is click on settings and you can change your list name and defaults, publicity settings. There's some list fields, so you can see really how they manage all the information for what you're adding to your list. There's some more down here. I generally don't use too much of this, but the required email footer content, you can update that if you want to. So what we're going to do next is so the next thing I want to go through is segments. So you can actually segment your list. So as you start building a bigger list, you can create different segments based on contact rating. You can create segments based on how much people are actually interacting with your emails. So it's a great way to make sure that you're reaching the right people with the right email. So if you have a really important email and you just want to send it to your top subscribers, that's something you might want to do. So all you need to do is click on new segment. So it's going to say email marketing status, and you could do something subscribed, unsubscribed. So you could just say someone who is subscribed. So it's going to be email marketing status is subscribed, and you can choose from all these different things. So a contact rating is 3 stars, is greater than 3 stars. So you can make sure that you're reaching people who have the best contact ratings. So a contact rating is basically going to show how often people are interacting with your email list, how often they're opening your emails and clicking them. So if someone basically opens all your emails and clicks all them, their contact rating is generally going to be a 5. For someone who never opens your emails, who never sees your emails, anything like that, their contact is going to be 1 or 2. So the higher the better, obviously. You could do conversations activity, so someone who has replied to any of the last 5 campaigns, any campaigns within the last 7 days. So you can try to reach people as they're interacting with your different emails. So creating segments is definitely a best practice for larger lists. I usually don't create too many segments. My list isn't that big, especially even for server-side PPC. I'll show you that list in a little bit. So as you start creating a larger list, you might want to create segments to try to reach your top contacts or try to reach people who are interested in certain topics. So if I'm using server-side PPC as an example, for example, I can say anybody who has shown interest in PPC advertising, I can try to send them maybe a specific message related to PPC advertising, whereas maybe I segment off something else and say these people are more interested in just an overview of small business marketing strategies and all sorts of things like that. So you can create segments to try to reach your top subscribers, just something to keep in mind. So you're not just limited to this one list, you can actually segment it off to different lists and send different people different messages. So the next thing I want to go through is sign up forms. So we can see that there's sign up forms right here, but before we do that, now that we have our list created, if we come back to campaigns, it's going to still show this as a draft. So one thing we can do is click on edit here, and it's going to say to, so we haven't filled out who we're sending this campaign to. So what you want to do is make sure that your campaign is going out to your list. So you want to click on add recipients here, choose a list, and ours is going to be farmhouse goals. So we're our only subscriber right now. And here's where segments can come into play. So you can choose a specific segment if you want. They also have some pre-built segments here if you need that as well. So a lot of different options here, but we're just going to keep this as all subscribers on list. So anybody who subscribes is going to start getting our farmhouse goals opening emails. So clicking here, personalize the to field. So if you're collecting someone's name, first name, last name, anything like that, you could actually say welcome to our email list, first name, and just whatever they fill out as their first name is what it's going to personalize it to. I sometimes have personalized lists in the past, so it's really up to you. So we can click on save. So now it's going to say all subscribed contacts in this list, so it's just one recipient obviously, is going to get this email and really any emails that we add to this campaign. So it's going to say your email campaign is ready to send, so I can click on send right now, but I'm still going to click on finish later because I want to go through this a little bit more. So we come into lists again, and we're in our farmhouse goals list. So anytime you click on this, it's going to show all the contacts here. So what we're going to do is click on sign up forms. I want to show you how to create sign up forms and add them to your website. So the first thing is the form builder. So you can build, design, translate sign up forms and response emails. So if we click on select, so what it's going to show is a sample sign up form here, and it's going to say email, first name, last name. Yours should look something like this. I edited this a little bit, but it should look something similar to this. So what you can do is easily add or get rid of fields if you want to. So if you just want to collect an email address, you could just get rid of all these other fields. Let's say, for example, you want to select a date or a birthday or something like that. Let's just do birthday as an example. You just click on birthday here. It's going to give people the option of birthday. You can update the field label, so you can change the name of this and just put something like enter your birthday. So it'll change it down here once you click on save field. So enter your birthday. Field visibility, so you can make fields visible or hidden on your form. So as you're creating a form, if you want to test different things out, one thing you can do is click on hidden for a little bit. You can go back to visible and your form will automatically update it no matter where you embed it or if you're using the form URL. So if you're just going through the form builder and using the sign up form, your sign up form URL is just going to actually be at this specific URL. So if we take it, copy it, open a new tab and paste it. So now this is what our sign up form looks like. I generally don't ever use these URLs, but you can just link to one of these URLs if you want to. So what we're going to do is come down here. One of the other things is a required field. So anytime you do a required field, that means that people obviously have to fill it out before they can submit the form. So what I'm going to do is just an email address. So you can enter a message up at the top here. So maybe you want to do something like sign up to our email list. We could do the farmhouse goals email list, something like that. We'll make it bold font. We'll change the font size to 24, make it a little bit larger. Click on save and close. Now it'll show up this at the top. So now we have email address. You can leave these fields in here if you want. There's also going to be field tags. So for first name, I generally do F name. This might automatically be showing for yours now. Last name will be L name. So let's say, for example, you do street address. It's going to say M merge 3. You could do something like S address, street address, whatever you want to name the field tag, and then you can use those tags actually to segment off your list, or you can use them to personalize your list. So like I talked about before, if you have the F name, you can put welcome to our list F name, and it'll put their first name in there automatically. So I'm going to get rid of these fields. So what you do is just click this minus button down here, type delete, and delete. Okay, so you obviously can't get rid of the email address field. That's the most important field. I like to do email address. We'll put a colon in there. So field tag is just going to be email, required field, obviously, and it's obviously visible. So now the next thing I want to do is under forms and response email, I have a sign up form. You can do reCAPTCHA confirmation. So make sure people have to actually confirm that they're a human basically. The other thing I want to show you is confirmation thank you page. So you can enter a confirmation thank you page here. So what I'm going to do is show you how to take this form, put it on your website. So we have a sample form here. We haven't put it on yet. And then when people fill out the form, we have a confirm page. Thank you for signing up to the Farmhouse Goals mailing list. Please confirm your email address. So we're going to come back over here, put the confirmation thank you page. Ours is actually at confirm. And we're going to click on save. So now it's saying redirect URL saved. So what we want to do now is go to sign up forms again. We're going to click right up top here and we're going to click on embedded forms and we're going to click select. So there's a few different options here. You can choose a classic form, condensed form, horizontal, unstyled. We're just going to keep it as a classic form. It says subscribe to our mailing list. You can update this text if you want. I always enter colons for everything. It's going to say show all fields, show only required fields. So as you're building your form in the form builder, any of the required fields that you set as this is a requirement to fill out. So let's say you want to get people's first name and last name. For Surfside PPC, we just do first name, email. So this is your code right down here that you want to put on your website. But before we do that, what we can do here is click on enhance your form. And what we want to do is click disable all JavaScript. So this will allow us to redirect the form when someone fills it out to our confirm page. So we're going to take this, copy this code, and we have our page open here for editing in WordPress. So you can also use a WordPress plugin, Mailchimp for WP. I'll show you that in a little bit as well. Much easier to use a WordPress plugin, but I know not everyone's using WordPress, so you can use this really with whatever you're using. So if you're using Blogger, if you're using any type of content management system to manage your website, or if you're just creating your website manually, I highly recommend using WordPress. I think it makes it a lot easier. But now we have our sample Mailchimp embedded form. So begin Mailchimp sign up form, and hopefully this all fills out perfectly, and I'll show you how to do it with the confirm page. So we click on update. Okay, so now we have our sample Mailchimp embedded form, subscribe to our mailing list, email address. So what we're going to do is enter our email address here. I'll just do Corey@surfsideppc.com and click on subscribe. So now it opened the Farmhouse Goals confirm page automatically. Thank you for signing up to the Farmhouse Goals mailing list. The reason why you want to do a confirm page is because you can actually manage this page in Google Analytics and monitor how often people are visiting it. So most people aren't going to go to the farmhousegoals.com/confirm page because they don't even know it exists. So you don't put it anywhere else on your website. You only have people be redirected to it when they fill out your form. So it's pretty simple to create a form, embed it using your website, you can also use the Mailchimp for WordPress plugin. I'll show you how to do that as well, but I'm going to open up Google Analytics real quick. Okay, so I've opened up Google Analytics for Farmhouse Goals, and what you want to do is come to the admin screen here at the bottom. If you're not familiar with Google Analytics, it's very easy to install on your website, and it can track everything you need to know about your website. So what we're going to do is come into Goals here. So we already have a few goals created, but what we're going to do is click on New Goal, and you're just going to come down here to Custom, click on Continue, and it's going to say Goal Description. So what you can do is newsletter signups, something like that, however you want to name it. So what we're going to be tracking here is every time someone fills out that form and hits that confirm page. So what we could do is click on destination, click on continue, and now it's going to say destination equals to, so ours is just slash confirm. So if we look at our website here, it's farmhousegoals.com. So you just want to enter whatever is at the end of the .com. So it's, for us, it's just slash confirm. So every time someone hits this page, we're going to be able to track that into Google Analytics. If we click on verify this goal, it might show, okay, it's saying 0% conversion rate. So we just did that. So it's probably not even measuring that yet. But if we click on save, so now we're able to record newsletter signups. Every time someone visits our confirm page, it's going to show this as a conversion. So now we'll know how often people are signing up to our email list. And you can use this and import this goal right into Google Ads. If you're trying to run a Google Ads campaign, you can use this goal to track conversions through Facebook ads. So it's a great way to really figure out every time someone is actually signing up to your newsletter, and you can keep track of how often, how much your email list is growing. So it's a great way to do it. So really all you need to do is go to the embedded forms here. So first you go to sign up forms. Under form builder, you create your form. So whatever fields you want to collect, and you can also use custom forms. You can edit these to look exactly how you want them to look, and then under embedded forms you just click on select, you just enter that embed code right into your website. No matter what website you're using, it should show up, pretty just like this. So subscribe to our mailing list, email address, someone clicks on subscribe, and it just opens this new confirm page. So very simple, and now it should show a new user on the Farmhouse Goals list. So if we come back here, it shows 2 right here. So if we click on lists, if we click on Farmhouse Goals, it's going to show now we have a new email address signed up there. So Corey@surfsideppc.com. So that's basically how you're going to be able to get new emails added to your list. Very simple like that. And the next thing, we're going to go to campaigns here. So our campaign is not sending yet. It's still a draft. So what you can do with Farmhouse Goals opening emails. So we're going to come over here to the right. We're going to click on edit. And what we're going to do is click on send. So we're just going to start sending this, and we're going to click on send now. So I'm going to get this email, say high five, Farmhouse Goals opening emails will go out shortly. Okay, so you can see right now we have our email here, Farmhouse Goal, Farmhouse Sinks for sale. We have our text, we have our 2 articles. So it's saying follow Farmhouse Goals on social media. These are not actually showing up. So if we click on display images below, then it's going to show up. But we definitely want to change that and update our design. So this is why I don't use a lot of images in the design. I'll generally do follow this on social media, and I'll enter a bunch of just links. So it makes it a lot easier for people to find exactly what you're looking for. So you could just do a list of links. So you could do website, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, however you want to do that. You might have an issue with your emails initially going into a spam folder. So what I'll do is I'll open my spam folder, click on not spam, and what we really want to do is get rid of this logo and get rid of some of these images as you're creating your emails. So the more image heavy your design is, the more likely it is to go into the promotions folder, the more likely it is to go into the spam folders. We really just want our emails to show up right in the main inbox, especially in Gmail. So that's generally what I'm optimizing for, is for Gmail. But you can see now this email is going out. So someone signs up, they get this email. You can also use emails, like welcome to our email list. That's what I do with Surfside PPC. So we give away an ebook in our email list. So I'm going to open the Surfside PPC email list right now and show you a little bit more examples about that. Okay, so we have our Surfside PPC email campaign showing here. We also have one of the campaigns we ran, so just to show you a quick example. So you can just send out a campaign. If I click on create campaign here, I could say check out our new Google Ads tutorial, for example. I can do create campaign and send out our Mailchimp tutorial to people who are on our email list, and it's just going to be a one-time email that sends to them. It's not going to be part of any type of email series. But the way I like to set up my email list is with an email campaign series. So if I click on the Surfside PPC email campaign, you can see there's 1088 subscribers who have completed, over 13,000 emails sent. You can track orders. So if you're taking orders on your website, if you're using a Shopify website, you definitely want to do this. I mentioned Shopify a lot because they have so many integrations, especially with Mailchimp and different tools. But you can see your monthly performance, so open rate, click rate, email sent. So now I can see the workflow emails in my workflow. So I start by welcoming people to the email list. Then I start with an intro to digital marketing, PPC advertising networks, Google AdWords tutorials. So you can update all these different emails. You're going to get some statistics for how many opens, clicks, and sends. So my welcome email tends to be the most popular, and you can see as you go, people are going to open less often. Sometimes they click more than you realize. So our last email was PPC trends. And you can also see how many subscribers are in the queue to get this email. So that means that people are going through our email campaign. And what's going to happen first is they get welcome email 1. 3 days after that email, they get this email, Intro to Digital Marketing. 7 days later, they get PPC Advertising Networks. 5 days later, they get our Google AdWords tutorials. 4 days later, so you can see right here, 4 days after subscribers are sent previous email. Then it goes 7 days, 6 days. So you can set it up so maybe you send one email per week and you don't have to continuously send out emails. So we have 11 workflow emails, and when we want to enter new emails into the workflow, all we need to do is come back to our campaign, come over here, click on edit, and you can see there's different emails right here. So we scroll down and we could just add an email. So all we need to do is click on add email. It's going to show just like that. We can click on design email. So it's going to say automation email number 12, email subject, Surfside PPC newsletter, sample email, preview text, sample preview text. Say it's going to be from Surfside PPC Corey, from email address corey@surfsideppc.com. We click on next. It's going to do select a template. So what I usually do is I have saved templates over here. So I have Mailchimp emails. This is a template I usually use. I've tried other templates in the past. So one of the things with all these different layouts is you can choose any layout you want. They're really easy to use. So right here you can see there's photos at the top, photos here, left, right. I keep things, as I've said a few times, I don't really put many photos in any of my emails, so I'm trying to keep photos out as much as possible. The main thing is you can just select your save templates, and once you find the right template, you click on that, click on next. And then all I need to do is design this email, click on save and continue. I can decide when it goes out. I can say I want this one to go out 7 days after the next one. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to send out like basically a blank email or anything like that. And then the other thing I could do, if we come back over to our campaign here, so now we're in our campaign in the edit section. So what I can do is click on pause and edit, and I can either look at the email, and once I click on pause and edit, I can click on edit email, and I can make sure that the email is updated and it's showing exactly how I want it to show. So if I have old information in any of these emails, I can just update it, and any of the new subscribers are going to get the right information as they go through my email campaign. And then if I come back to Mailchimp here, if, for example, I want to send out my new Google Ads tutorial, what I can do is update my email campaign and make sure I put that new Google Ads tutorial in there, and then click on create campaign and put, basically check out our new YouTube ads or new Google Ads tutorial. We just created it. So that's something we do every now and then. So the past month we created a new ebook. So we sent out our new ebook to subscribers, and we updated the previous ebook in our email campaign. So pretty easy right there. Now I have some pause right here. So I want to make sure I come in here, click on edit again, and make sure we resume this email so that people continue to get it. If you keep that as pause and edit, then people are not going to get the email. So we just want to click on next. Oh, make sure I don't have that other. Oh, want to delete this email. Okay, I'm going to delete this email so it doesn't send out to anybody. So right now we're here, so I want to add a couple more emails to this list, but I'm not going to do that right now in this tutorial. But pretty simple to get started. So we went over how to get started with Mailchimp, how to create campaigns. This is actually an upgraded account, so I just upgraded to the first pricing tier. So I think I pay about $10 a month. It might be a little bit higher now, depending on how many sends I do. But once I get over a certain amount of subscribers, so right now I'm under the 2,000 subscribers, but once I get more, it's going to end up, the pricing ends up going up. Mailchimp has a whole calculator for pricing, so it really depends on how many subscribers you have, how many emails you're sending, but you generally don't need to worry about that because as your email list grows, you're going to be able to get more revenue from your email list, so you don't need to worry about spending a little bit more. There's other companies that basically charged with a base price of $30 and they increase as they go. Mailchimp has a ton of integrations, a ton of different tools that you can use, so it's very easy to use Mailchimp. You just have to get in here and get started with it. It took me a while to figure out how to use Mailchimp, and I still don't use all the different features available. But the last thing I want to go through is the Mailchimp for WordPress plugin, how easy it is to use. So we come in here. So we have Mailchimp for WP. So this is the plugin. So the first thing you need to do is the Mailchimp API settings and make sure you connect your plugin with your Mailchimp list. So you can see our Surfside PPC newsletter list. We have it all in there. We can click on Renew Mailchimp lists if we create any new lists or anything like that. But all you need to do is enter your API key here, click Save Changes, and it will connect to your Mailchimp account. The next thing you need to do is go to Form. So we have our sign up form here. So all we need to do is use this short code right here on our posts, and it's going to show the form. So we use this a few times around our website. You can create your form right here. So they have some form fields: email address, first name, submit button, list choice, form action, agree to terms. So the way ours is just text, first name, placeholder, your name, email, placeholder, your email, sign up now. When someone clicks on sign up now, we have our settings as to go to the surfsideppc.com/confirm page, and then it's going to say hide form after a successful sign up. We do yes. We do use a double opt-in. So basically what that means is when someone signs up to our list, they actually have to go into their email and opt in to our list as well. So we just keep that as is. List this form subscribes to is our Surfside PPC newsletter. So we just have one list. So anybody who signs up goes into that list. And then you can update the appearance if you want. We just have it to inherit from our theme. Now, if we go to a page, we can see here how to grow your business with online marketing 2019. So enter your name and email for our free ebook. So first name, email. When someone clicks sign up, they're going to go to a confirm page, just like I showed you. And if we look at the page right here, all we need to do is enter this Mailchimp shortcode. And we can just enter this anywhere on our website, and it's going to show that form. Really simple to use, and then when people fill it out, they're going to sign up to our email list. So that's how we manage our Mailchimp email list. And as we want to send out new emails, we just add them to this email campaign. We generally just create new emails, say send 7 days after the most recent one. And we're about to do that right now. We're about to update and add a few new emails. And then if I have anything important that I want to send people, I'll just click on create campaign. It'll send it to everybody on my email list, unless I want to create segments like I talked about earlier. So pretty simple to set up. Now the last thing I just want to talk about, I'm not going to go over everything, is if you click on create here, they have emails, so you can create emails. They have ads. I've never used this feature at all, so they probably have guides on how to use it. But if you click on add, it's going to say Facebook, Instagram ad, Google remarketing ad. I don't ever use this. I'll just use Facebook ads, Instagram ads, or Google ads if I want to use it. So we're going to click on cancel. One of the things you can do is create a landing page. So let's say, for example, you don't want to send traffic to your website. You want to test different landing pages. You can do that through Mailchimp. So you click on landing page. It's going to say name the landing page, and you can click on begin and just set up a quick little landing page with your form so people can go to it, see what you have to offer. Now, I've always found the best way to get people to sign up to your email list is to create a landing page. So ours is surfsideppc.com/newsletter, and then give people something for free, whether it's information, whether it's an ebook, whether it's a video, maybe you're giving away an audio course, anything, whatever it is that you can give to people to encourage them to sign up to your email list. It's going to help people sign up because you're just giving them some type of incentive. So with Farmhouse Goals, the best way for me to get people to sign up to the email list is to say, hey, maybe we do a monthly giveaway. So anybody who signed up to our email list will get some free farmhouse product sent to them. So all they need to do is sign up to our email list. We'll pick a random subscriber at the end of every month and send them a product. So whatever it is, you need to be able to give away something, some type of incentive to get people to actually sign up to your email list. Otherwise, you're going to have to create great content. So we get some people that sign up because they just want to get updates about the videos that we've done and any of the content that we've done. So if you're creating good content, then you can definitely get more people to sign up. But this is basically our Mailchimp tutorial. It's definitely geared towards beginners. So if you're looking for some more advanced features, integrations, you're going to have to do a little bit more searching around the Mailchimp website. There's tons of Mailchimp guides online. So it's one of the top email marketing providers. So you're going to be able to find a lot of information about Mailchimp. If you have any questions, specific questions, I can try to answer them in the comments section. Thank you for watching this video today, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.